Human trafficking through forced marriage. Hello, my name is Cameron Haig. My candidate number is 7001, and I'm presenting on human trafficking through the lens of forced marriage. Our group's research question is: to what extent is human trafficking preventable through coordinated global action? My specific focus is on forced marriage and how it connects to human trafficking across different regions. This is my team and their perspectives. Brody is focusing on sexual trafficking, Alexandra is focusing on forced labor, and Max is focusing on organ trafficking. My role is to examine forced marriage and how it functions as a form of human trafficking, particularly through social, cultural, and economic pressures. To what extent is human trafficking preventable through coordinated global action? This question is important because human trafficking is a global issue, but the causes and solutions vary depending on region, culture, and economic conditions. Human trafficking is the exploitation of individuals through force, fraud, or coercion for purposes such as labor, sexual exploitation, or other forms of abuse. According to the United States Office on Drugs and Crime, trafficking involves coercion for the purpose of exploitation. It is widely considered a modern form of slavery because victims are often unable to leave their situations. Forced marriage is where one or both individuals do not give full or free consent. If it often involves coercion, threats, deception, or abuse of power. The issue disproportionately affects women and children, especially in vulnerable communities. It is important to understand that forced marriage is not simply a cultural practice, it becomes a human rights issue when consent is removed. The regions I'll be analyzing are the United States, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. These regions provide different perspectives on how forced marriage occurs and how it is addressed globally. To understand the scale of the issue, we need to look at the global data. According to the International Labor Organization, around 50 million people are living in modern slavery worldwide, including 22 million in forced marriages. This shows that forced marriage is a significant part of global human trafficking. Additionally, women and girls make up the majority of the victims, showing that this issue is strongly linked to gender inequality. Pakistan is one of the most commonly reported countries in forced marriage cases. According to the UK Forced Marriage Unit, Pakistan accounted for 45% of all forced marriages cases reported in 2024. Many of these cases involve young women who face pressure from their families to marry, often without consent. In some situations, forced marriage is linked to economic hardship or social expectations. This shows how forced marriage can function as a form of human trafficking, even when it is not controlled by organized criminal groups. Bangladesh. Bangladesh presents a slightly different situation. According to the United Nations Children's Fund, over 50% of women are married before the age of 18. This is one of the highest child marriage rates in the world. While not all child marriages are officially classified as forced, many involve limited or no real consent, especially for minors. Poverty and lack of education are major factors that contribute to this issue. This shows how forced marriage can develop from economic conditions, not just direct coercion. In the US, forced marriage is less visible but still present. Research shows that over 300,000 minors were married between 2000 and 2018. While not all cases involve force, some include coercion or pressure from families. Unlike other countries, forced marriage in the US is often addressed through broader laws related to abuse or trafficking. This makes the issue harder to track and less visible, even though it still exists. Although it is difficult to completely eliminate forced marriages, there are several ways to reduce it. First, strengthening laws against child and forced marriage can help protect vulnerable individuals. Second, increasing the education for girls has been shown to significantly reduce early and forced marriage. Third, support systems such as hotlines, shelters, and legal aid can help victims escape and recover. Finally, addressing poverty and working with communities to change harmful social norms are essential for long term solutions. This shows that preventing human trafficking requires coordinated global action that addresses both immediate risk and root causes. In conclusion, forced marriages can be considered a form of human trafficking when it involves coercion, lack of consent, and exploitation. The issue varies across regions but is consistently linked to vulnerability, inequality, and lack of protection. While global efforts have made progress, the persistence of forced marriage shows that more coordinated action is needed. Overall, human trafficking is preventable to an extent, but only through a combination of legal, social, and economic strategies. Thank you, and these are my references and sources.